A lot of people died from COVID. And I'm not talking about the vaccine, I'm talking about COVID itself, right? The all encompassing diseases and the illness lifestyle within it. Um, COVID killed a lot of people. And a lot of those individuals was tied to comorbidities, which I'm going to get into. And a lot of individuals didn't die, but their lives were altered, right, into debilitating conditions. And those conditions, from the chronic conditions that have become lifetime conditions, all the way to cancer, all right? And I have a cancer, a high risk mutation, chronic lymphocytic leukemia version, which is, there's genetic makeups of it, which like your TP53, IGHV, my 11Qs, my 13Qs. Basically, my zombie switches, my cancer cell switches have been turned off, and it's just bright, right? But I'm working with conventional modern medicine, right? When you look at the standard of care, I am fortunate to be on modern medication. And I say this because of the studies that I know. And the studies know that if you live a certain lifestyle, this is a major study that was done by Dr. Balto Longo, and I took aspects of that study along with aspects of many other studies and many other research, many other knowledge. And I went in when I before I jumped into this lifestyle on June 3rd, 2019, I had an experience in 2017 that was an amazing eye opener as it pertains to individuals that were suffering from PTSD, but then you had your anxieties, you had your mental conditions, you had your physical conditions. I'm talking impotence. I'm talking like lifestyle conditions such as alcoholism, severe alcoholism, on multiple medication. I'm talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus a day. I'm talking about not participating with your family, with your children, or being dead drunk in a basement for 3 years, or not making love to your other half, your better half, your partner, right? Because your sexual drive is gone. And when you look at all those things, when I look at all those things, there was a lot of encompassing factors. And then when we got into the healthier, into the transition of cannabinoid therapy, I was very involved in that world. And when we got into that transition, we're done with pharmacists and doctors and medically sound clinics. I saw the transition, but the other thing I saw the commonalities. I saw the getting healthier, the yogas, the eating better, the training. I started seeing those things. So then from that was a seed in my mind. And then I worked with youth and I worked with adults. I worked with men that would tell me, as patients, that would call me friends of mine, and I would link them and connect them, where they would tell me things such as, my spouse is at the table, but they're not there, right? That 1,000-yard stare. Or that 13-year-old child that won't come out of their bedroom because of that 1,000-yard stare. Or the going through life with 60 plus pills a day and alcoholism and driving transport trucks on the road for the system, right? And you're so out of it. Your life is running. It's like on autopilot. It's not you. You've lost yourself. And I saw that. And then I started seeing the transitions and commonality when I started working across Canada, right? If I look from water to water to ocean, when I spread that out as much as I did, and then that life experience in that world, the commonalities are they get healthier, they start losing weight naturally. But I figured it out because I've done a lot of the different like nutrient dense stuff in the past and that, but it was a lifestyle that was not realistic. And I won't go into the detail, but it wasn't realistic. So I created a lifestyle that was realistic to me and very realistic, which I've proven it. And I tell people, don't be impressed by the fact that I lost 130 pounds. Be impressed that since June 3rd, 2019, when I kicked into the gear, I went in after those that lost 100 pounds or more than ever put it back on. I looked at all the places in the world, and I know there's a lot of terminology, the blue zones and that, but I started looking at the commonalities amongst them all. And to me, it went down to how you lived. It went down to the closer you are to the earth, the more nutrient dense you consume, the more you eat real food that as fresh as possible, that has a top up of nutrient density, the more you live that way, the more you incorporate fasting, fitness, and flexibility and Mediterranean. Well, the more you incorporated all that and made it part of your lifestyle, the healthier you became. I figured that out. And then I train all the time. But I needed tools, just like I needed my modern medication. And my mom medication is a toxic medication that I take, right? And I mentioned Dr. Valtalongo earlier, and the studies, and it's sound. The science is sound on so many aspects, but when you look at the combining the modern medication, or like, you don't want to be on that. It's like, I don't want to be on this toxic medication forever. That's me. I know that a very, 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 very small percentile of the world, the global population, lives a lifestyle that I do when it comes to consumption. And there's people so much healthier, right? The more nutrient dense plant based that you consume, if I look at all the studies and all the research and I combine it with my dyslexic mind, I get like tapestry, like sewing the pieces together like a puzzle, finishing it all up. When I look at all that, and I still have lots more to learn. Like, I went deep into the rabbit hole when I went to learn all this stuff, and I went beyond China here, and I went beyond Jupiter, right? And I still know nothing. I know I know nothing. I still have so much more to learn, but as I learn, it is my duty to learn what I continuously teach. And so when I looked at all that, when I looked at the 2017, looked at my 2018 experience, I kicked into gear June 3rd, 2019, and the loss of weight, the loss of medication. I was on the severe sleep apnea machines. I was on cholesterol pills. I was on inhalers for mild asthma. I was on like heart medication. I had isotope ran through my heart. That's radiation. I had enlarged bowel, all that kind of stuff, right? Chronic conditions. This is MRI. This is CT scan. This is like everything medically tested from my urine, my feces, my blood work. Like, routinely, I had degenerative disc disease. I have lesions on my spine. They thought it was cancers up front in the beginning, until it's basically all the conditions that I had. I had a construction accident when I was 24, so a lot of these things I know come from that. I had degenerative disc disease that I mentioned, but I also have calcific tendonitis in my hip, and I have arthritis. Like, all those conditions that you get through comorbidities. That's where you get them, right? It takes 10 to 20, 30 years to develop a lot of these conditions, right? From your chronic illnesses, your cardiovascular disease, your mental health conditions, your Alzheimer's, your dementia. We have a lot of mental health issues now, and it has a lot to do with consumption. So when you live the other lifestyle, you reverse it. But just like it took 10, 20, 30 years to develop it, it takes time to reverse it, right? So I knew that by going after internal health, that's what I went after. I didn't go after fat loss, I went after internal health. And I knew by going after internal health that the first fat to disappear and dissipate, your most dangerous fat, is your visceral fats. And there's a body exhibit that went around the world, and if you ever get a chance, I'm not sure which country, I'm not going to insult them, but fantastic knowledge. When you look at the human body, you'll see the terminology fit fat or dirty vegans. Those are individuals that call themselves vegans because they don't want to eat animals, or they appear fit because they're full of muscles, and they run marathons, and they're fit to fit, like physique wise, but internally they're called fit fats, right? And it's because internally their fats, the visceral fat, the dangerous fats, are everywhere. And these individuals, that's why you hear a 47-year-old marathon runner, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he was so fit. She was so fit. That's why you hear that. You hear that because they looked fit, but internally they weren't. And just like those that eat your sugary cereals, right? Your sugary cereals, your sugary breakfasts for the morning, those are your like dirty vegans, right? And they eat manufactured everything. They don't eat from the earth. They don't eat, like when you look at whole food nutrient density, the fresher the food is, the higher the nutrient density. The more nutrient dense you consume, the less you consume and you get healthier. I figured that out through those seeds that were planted in my mind. And part of those tools of that earth, of those ingredients, is curcumin. And curcumin is a molecule of the turmeric root. Let's just keep it like that. I'm going to go layman's term here. Curcumin is the molecule in the turmeric's root. It's a part of the spice world. You cannot patent spices. Spices is part of the earth, right? You can't patent that. So that's why when you look at the supplement nutraceutical space, they went into the lab science of it. That's what they did. They work with earth compounds that have been around for thousands of years, that the knowledge, the training, the experience, everything is there. It's black. You can find it. I'm telling you, it's all there. It's for you to find. The device that I'm looking at is what helped me become who I am today, because I went into the lifestyle, integrative, holistic lifestyle. That's what I went into, right? Combination with nutrient density, fasting, fitness, flexibility, Mediterranean. I did all that. I combined it all because I looked at those, like I mentioned, those that lost 100 pounds or more and never put it back on. I look at the different colors, I look at everything all encompassing, and I put it together, the piece of tapestries, right? Like your puzzles. And from that curcumin root, when you look at it, this root on its own, this is a VidaCeutical Vida C14, right? And this product here is Health Canada approved, patented, like the peer reviews. the data, the science. And when I looked at the science initially, this is way before the whole business, way before the whole business, which I'm a partner in. And way before the whole business, I anecdotally experimented on myself on certain products. That was part of the lifestyle that made sense. And to where I am today, when you look at comorbidities that I mentioned earlier, and I have a lot of comorbidities that I got rid of, but I still have a lot of comorbidities I need to get rid of. Aside from the chronic lymphocytic leukemia high-risk mutation that I have, like your TP53, your IGHV, 11q, 13qs, like I don't want to bore you with that, but when you look at that genetic makeup, it's not good, right? And I want to live. And before that, I wanted to live. Because I saw myself that I got to 363. And how did I get to 363? By my consumptions. I was still training. I was still doing cardio. Like I was doing a lot of stuff still. I was still busy, but I got heavier and unhealthier. And what comes with that, right? You become complacent. You miss a day. You train. You'll go to the class. You'll do things now, and you'll say like, today, no. But when I say no, I'm talking fasting, fitness, flexibility, meta-training, nutrient-dense lifestyle. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the all-encompassing, the lifestyle that's holistic, integrative, that's lifestyle medicine. When you combine that with a lifestyle, curcumin was a tool in that lifestyle. Nutrient density plays a massive role in your lifestyle. And I started breaking my fast with this product back, like if you look at 2019 and how I started it, I decided to break my fast a certain way. And what is the intent of the fast? The intent of the fast is to introduce the most nutrient density to your body to start it up, right? Like you're firing up an engine, right? When you fire up your engine, you want to give it the very best. You don't feed wet wood to start a fire, right? You give it the very best. And I went after those tools, and those tools, one of them was curcumin. And this curcumin is a patented curcumin, like I mentioned a moment ago, that goes into your bloodstream. Like when you look at efficacy, right? You don't pass it through your body; it gets absorbed by your body. And you look at the health benefits of curcumin on its own, like government data, like sound data. You go to your NIH and that kind of stuff, sound data. Your public and private research laboratories, major money data and research findings that show the health benefits of curcumin, which includes inhibiting COVID-19 and RSV. That's government data, right? Like when you think of your antioxidants, your anti-inflammatories, and your comorbidities, how do you get rid of that? Well, that's a tool, right? And that tool, this tool here, gets 97% of the curcuminoids into one capsule because they took the molecule of the molecule of the molecule. They perfected it, right? When you look at the science of nature, that's what they did. So the lab created a product that I beta tested on myself. I anecdotally experimented on myself, all their products, and I made it part of my lifestyle, and I figured it out. So when you look at the VidaC14, and I have testimonials from the individuals that ask me, why does it work? It works because they took the science of nature, and they took that science, and it's like going into your house and cleaning it up, going into your office and cleaning it up, tuning up your engine on your car. It's maintenance. Think of this as maintenance. The cleaning crew that goes in, right? The mechanics that go in, the boots on the grounds that go in, the knowledge that gets put in place. That there, it's curcumin, is one of those tools. I have a whole list of supplements that I take every single day since June 3rd, 2019. It's how I break my fast. And I've done it a certain way that I got rid of all those comorbidities, and I still have a lot to get rid of. And I'm going to reiterate that the story behind VidaCeuticals is I'm a partner in this because I believe in it, because I have boots on the ground. I've proven my lifestyle thus far, and I have a hell of a lot to prove. And this week, on November 1st, I'm going into a very long fast. How long am I going to do it? I don't know, but I'm speaking from a humanist perspective, and if you look at all religions, and they speak of fasting, right, in different formats, in different ways of living off the earth, and all the old books, and the religion, cultures, geographical, all the old books, all the old writings speak of some form of something that ties in nutrient density and fasting and fitness. The ancient Greeks believed in fasting so much that it was part of their training. The gladiators, the Spartan, a lot of the cultures, Fasting was part of curing. That's how they did it. And they did it with knowledge. Thousands of years of knowledge. It's in the literature. And curcumin, on its own, it's one of those. And it inhibits, it prevents, and it becomes a tool in many other things. And in my case, I'm taking it personally to help me fight my cancer with the modern medication, with my lifestyle. And I know from research, there's a lot of sound research on curcumin on its own, and I'm taking a patented product. And then before my cancer, before my information on my cancer, which was on February 8, 2022, a year and a half ago, is when all that blood work, previous to that, right up to that, years of blood work, urine work, feces work, biopsies, colonoscopies, endoscopies, like years of that, right up till February 2022 is when I got COVID. And nothing, no trace of nothing. Biopsies, endoscopies, blood work, urine work, feces work, no trace of nothing, no cancer, right? I was good that way. Other chronic conditions, but no cancer. February 2022, I get COVID. I got it good. And I'm going to tell you right now, make sure that your breathing is good in oxygen level. The oxygen in your blood, mine was low. Caused me to pass out in the shower, right? Fall asleep. Let's just call it falling asleep. Then I found out when you take hot showers with lack of oxygen or low oxygen in your bloodstream, it causes the falling asleep part. That's what it causes. And the other thing that lack of oxygen causes is cancers, chronic conditions to your body. It's that sledgehammer to the side of your car door, right? That's what that is. It gets indented in there. And when those things are activated, and like my COVID, my cancer was activated by COVID, and I can prove that. Because 30 days after I got slammed by COVID, remember, right up to February 22, I got my COVID. In March 2022, I went for extensive blood work. I went with the system covers, the province, the medical system covers, and I paid, I believe, $125 on top of that to get everything tested, because I've been doing that for years. I have documented myself for years. I did my own individualized medicine on top of. I got all this blood work and urine work, feces work, because I was measuring myself against myself. I'm competing against me. And hence why I haven't regained that 130 pounds. I didn't regain that 130 pounds because I wanted to be healthier tomorrow than I was today and repeat. I started consuming nutrient density. The more nutrient dense I consume, the less I consume while I got healthier. And I tell individuals, do not change you. Do not change your religion. Do not change your upbringing. Do not change your culture. We're going to change the timelines and the ingredient within your time, like your lifestyle, right? When you understanding that and you understand the clinic really needs to go in. Like, you don't win the Olympics by not putting in the efforts. You do not have success on companies without putting in the efforts. A business partner's father told him nothing gets done from the couch, right? Today, you can do a lot from the couch today. Right? If you look at working off your laptop, but you still need connectivity, and you still need to stay healthy. You can make as much money as you want, but what if you're dead of cardiac arrest at 54? And today's date is, we're going to be November 1st on the 30th today. 31st, no, Tuesday's 31st, I believe. And November 1st is Wednesday. This is a couple of days from the actual day of Halloween, a couple of days from November 1st, is why I'm going into a very long fast. And I'm going to a very long fast because I want to live. And this is an ad-lib, raw conversation with you and why I got into this company. There's so many factors when you look at the 365 aspect of this, and I look at when I got my cancer, and I can prove I got my cancer, and I can prove that it was COVID related, and my symptoms were lack of oxygen in my blood. I had my blood, my oxygen levels checked during my COVID stages, and my oxygen was below normal, right? Wasn't good. So from that, I know that what caused it, right? And my blood being affected and so forth, and then to where I got the diagnosis and all that, and in between that, and again, I am with modern medication. I'm going to reiterate that again. I'm with modern medication, hence why I take it. I take it in combination with my lifestyle because the data is there. There's some brilliant research, Dr. Walter Longo, that research ties into that, and I took aspects of that. And that aspect of that study, that knowledge, and combined with all the other things that I've encompassed together with my dyslexic mind and putting the tapestries together, was that curcumin was a tool. And I got involved with that company because I believed in the science, but I also did not talk about this company until I proved the science. And I proved the science on a lot of the products, and it has helped me a lot. And today, like, call it ironically, call it intrinsic, like vision or something, call it something. Today, it is very important for me when you look at lifestyle, holistic, and integrated medicine. It is very important for me to live a very high ketone body and a very low glucose glutamine body. Very important for me to help me fight my cancer in combination with my modern medication. Because my modern medication is toxic. And there's some conditions that are pretty much inevitable for as long as I stay on this. So my goal is to bring myself into remission. That's my goal. That's me. That's my goal. And I will do that with modern medication and the lifestyle. And there's so much wealth in the lifestyle, so many aspects. That's a different aspect of it. And one of those aspects is this tool, this VidaCeutical Vida C14. I started talking about its efficacy when I proved it here in my heart and soul. I proved it. That's why I started sharing, because it was my duty to teach while I continuously learn. So that's my story. And there's a lot more to it. A lot more to when you look at resource and time and effort and stress and all that stuff. But I did it because I believe in this. And that's why my business model is health, safety, and wellness. Wellness has to be part of the all-encompassing. So much importance. Because why do you work so long? Why do you work so hard? So you can be sick in your 50s, 60s, and 70s? Live your vibrant life. Live your vibrant pension. Be there for those you love and respect. That means a lot to you. Because you deserved it, because you earned it. So live your life, but live it fully and vibrantly, beyond, to do better tomorrow than we did today, right? So let's be better tomorrow than we did today, and let's live longer, more vibrantly. And I, again, going to reiterate, one of the reasons why I got behind this product. Jean-Guy Bourguignon, VidaCeutical health product, VidaCeuticals C14. It's a patent, Health Canada, third-party review product that not only did I believe in, I proved it, and it's part of my heart and soul. Thank you, merci, gracias, grazie, and if I can say thank you in all languages, I think obrigado. Big healthy hugs to each and every one of you from all languages, from all cultures, from all geographical area. And what the world needs now is big, healthy hugs. Thank you.